I hope this goes well. You see what I just did there? I used the word hope instead of I would like it to. I desire. Please go well. Should do. It would be my pleasure. I would like. Please go well. Pretty please. I've used the word hope in a way that's really different from the way Christians use the word hope when we talk about serious things. In certain communities, we say all you have is a hope and a prayer. And those communities really mean that you don't have much. It's not worth much. Hope and a prayer. It's a feeling. That's not what I want you to use the word hope for. I want you to use the word hope differently. Now, this is some type of fruit. It's a citrus fruit. I don't know the name. It could be Satsuma. Don't know the name. I don't know what it is. There's so many of these fruits that look just like this. I like to call it the yellow, orange, green fruit. Now, if I hope to start a business selling these, I could take the seeds out. I could plant the seeds and I could hope that they grow into a forest of such fruit. Now, that type of hope is what the bank manager would call a reckless type of hope. Many of us would call that wishful thinking. That is not the hope that the Bible describes. In order to grow these, you have to understand the genetics of the seeds. Some seeds won't grow. You need to understand the correct temperature. You need to know about the right amount of water or moisture that this needs. You need to know when to sow and when to reap. And even then, you cannot be certain that seeds will grow into a great forest. Hope doesn't mean I failed to plan, but I'll still like things to go my way. The type of hope I want you to have is different. Imagine a very fabulous man invited you to his home for a feast, and you can bring 5 of your friends. On the night of the feast, he sends beautiful cars, the best cars you've ever seen, and they pick you and your friends up. You arrive at his mansion. It's beautiful, lights coming from the floor, really big, beautifully decorated, masterpiece. When you arrive, the butler tells you they're just getting the feast ready. In the meantime, why don't you have some finger food? Now, it's called finger food because you normally eat this type of food with your fingers. So you grab one there, you grab it there with your fingers, and you eat with your fingers. You don't use cutlery. Some fancy people may call these hors d'oeuvres. Some fancy people may tell you there's a difference between hors d'oeuvres and finger food. Really? Really? I don't know. Now you start to eat some of this finger food and it tastes so good you start to stuff your face. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Tasty. And your friends tell you, stop. Don't eat too much finger food because you're not going to enjoy the main meal if you eat too much finger food. And you say, I know, but the finger food tastes too good. But the finger food tastes so good. But it tastes so good. And they say, yeah, but the feast will taste even better. You say, I know, but the finger food tastes so good. It would be silly for you to lose your appetite because you couldn't wait. Now, you already have a confidence that this man is able to provide the food because he's provided the cars, he lives in this fancy mansion, he has a butler. You know he's capable of kindness because he has demonstrated, he has shown you kindness. You know that the finger food is not where they put the most effort, it's not where they're trying to impress you, but you're already impressed. So if you're impressed with the finger food, how much more with the large feast? Your friends know to wait. So this confidence that he can deliver is shared by many people. You're not the only one. Despite knowing that good food waits for you, you decide to snack on the little things. Now this may seem like a very silly story, but we do this in life. We focus on the here and now rather than the hope of God. What is the hope of God? It's the person of God. It is the hope of the character of God, the goodness of God. It is the hope in the faithfulness of God. It is the hope in the promises of God. God has promised us amazing things. For example, he promised us if we confess with our mouths and believe in our hearts, that is, speak declare, say with our mouths, and we have a genuine belief that Jesus died and rose on the third day, we will be saved. That's a promise. So we should have a hope that if we say these things and we mean these things, we are saved. God has promised us that forgiveness is available to anyone who wants it because of what Jesus did. We should have a hope that our sins are forgiven, our sins will be forgiven if we ask. And so the question is, so what? We always have to ask, so what? You know what hope is. Your hope is in God. So what? Well, it means that we should change the way that we live our lives. It means the small things, these little arguments that we have, let them go. Focus on eternity. Don't waste all your time on the starters, on the finger food. Well, I want it to change the way you live your life. I want you to look at the person that's in need. And it doesn't matter if you have a lot or if you have a little bit. You look at the promises of God and you have a hope that He will provide for you and that He will reward you when you help this person who doesn't have. I want you to learn to give up your petty arguments. Boys and girls, brothers and sisters, stop fighting with them because you're focused on the here and now. And I want you to have a hope that eternity is waiting for you forever if you can get your mind around it. So that means the stuff that you're dealing with now doesn't really matter. Learn to forgive and focus on forever. The problems that you have are small compared to your big God. And the problems that you have are now, finite, temporary, compared to the eternity that awaits you. I want you to dream about forever, to dwell on it, find out about the promises of God. Now, I don't have the time to tell you all the promises, but they're there in the good book. Open it up and learn all about Him.